Howdy, welcome back to TRYCRAFT, and I have been messing around with some things. Me and Eddie had a little bit of a play on things. He tried to use this thing. Oh, and good news is, fodder, still here. Yeah, fodder, still here. This diamond plant, yeah, they're free diamonds, but I need something to harvest it. And, yeah, so what I decided was, I'm going to use this stuff because what I was using over here was, decided to get into the engineer's toolbox. This is a modular socket, and you put sides on them. Basically, you can ignore this. What we were doing was Eddie tried to use the rebounding enigma to make a chicken cannon of some sort, but you know, it just bounces things up. It doesn't bounce things sideways, so it's a little hard to make a cannon out of it. Makes a great elevator, though. So I was looking at this mod because I didn't really know much about it, and there's all sorts of things. Basically what it is you get one of these modular sockets, and each side of the socket is basically, so you can put something there and it will perform a function. There are lots of them that can do different things. These are all like different redstone things and stuff, and there's pipes that you can use for fluids, and you can run it off on gas, and it can grind into things. It's an ore multiplier. It does all sorts of things, right? So I noticed this one right here, the catapult. It says catapult's a non-player entity adjacent to this module within 1 block away from the socket on an internal redstone pulse. Now that's what this thing is. So I made that. You slap it on the front of it. The reason the ice is here is because it got a little silly after a point. I was like, I want to see what this catapult can do. I was thinking maybe it was something like flinging it, like kind of flinging it, but what it actually does, it just kind of pushes it away. It's like knockback. So without this ice here, and with the cow on the ground, it maybe moved it about 4 or 5 blocks. I got it to go a little bit further at one point when I kind of dropped it. It fell. The cow was falling and hit like head on, as opposed to half on. But yeah. So this over here, this is it's a clock basically. It's an internal redstone clock, and you can set it. Each one of these bars, if you look up here, see it's got a bar there too. Each one has a bar that corresponds to certain things. You can set them to relate to each other basically. So using your socket remote, which is something you need to make. Shift right clicking will change the function of the remote. The colors relate to each other. So this red one controls that red bar. The purple one will control the purple bar. The purple bar in this case doesn't do anything that I can tell. The purple bar being something called a latch, a redstone latch. I keep going past the red. Get back to the red. There we go. So if you aim at the bar and you right click, it'll turn it off. This allows you to set the speed of the internal clock, basically, of the timer. You don't get too many options, but I just have it set to full on, whatever that means. All 3 lit up, and then this one will correlate to how much power I think comes out of it. So what we ended up doing was we were setting down things like this. So I was just dropping cows here, and it would get pushed, and it'd slide down and hit the thing, and it'd flap in the air. And you know, we were having fun. It was great. I'll throw some vids in. I gotta get them rendered. I'll throw them in this one at some point. I'll edit it in, and then so I did some more looking, and I was like, okay, well, I can use this, right? I can use this for something else. Not this. We can use this for a little contest to see what kind of like mob dropper we can make. The mob's got to start on the ground. It's got to work its way up, and then it's got to get dropped. Kind of like that thing where it works it around, but I want them to go up instead. So we come up with some fairly interesting things using fans and stuff. It was pretty funny. But what I wanted to do is up here, use the same block situation where you make these things the machine chassis first, and you make these things, these electronic circuits. They're pretty straightforward. They're not hard at all to make. Ooh, error. What's that error for? But so you're gonna make one of these. Make one of those. Get your modular sockets. these blank modules you have to make as well for those things, but the blank modules are pretty easy. You use these to make these. Now, like I said, there's all sorts of different things that you can make with this. This is an inventory interface that allows you to see what's actually inside the block for when you're using it for like grinding or furnace or whatever kind of thing. You also might want to make this engineer's wrench. As far as I know, any wrench will do, but this allows you to pop these things off. Now when you hold shift, it'll show you things. So you see where it says output inventory, you need a place for it to output into an inventory, otherwise it'll stay inside its internal inventory. I don't know how big the internal inventory is, but you need one of these things, the inventory interface, to see the internal inventory. So anyways, you get this is RS, redstone activation pulse, means it needs an activation pulse. It also needs a latch activation pulse. It has an extra output sent to machine output, and no exchange energy value, blah blah blah. But basically what this does is it breaks blocks softer than obsidian and collects their drops. Now what I'm hoping is that this will break the plant, and I can set it on a pretty long timer, I believe, a pretty long delay with the internal redstone signal. Did it say internal? Did it need an internal? It just needs an activation pulse. Okay, so redstone input keeps the redstone control channel turned on while receiving an external redstone signal. Not what I want. I want something that's going to give it a pulse. This is what I was using the timer. Then you take the timer and turn it into an internal clock. The timer creates an external redstone pulse. So we pause using an internal redstone control circuit or latch. Internal redstone circuit or latch. This might get a little bit more complicated than I wanted to, but we're gonna see what happens. I'm gonna make one of these. I'm gonna make one of these timers. I already pretty much had most of the stuff for it, because I have to make all this stuff to make the other one. Because then you make the timer, and then to make the internal clock, you just take this timer, put it back in the crafting bench, and it makes the internal clock. I want to see creates an external redstone pulse. That means it's going to be emitting a redstone pulse, not affecting the block. Needs a redstone activation pulse. Alright, well, we'll see what happens. Let's go down here and see if we can get it to do stuff. Let me get some stone available. We're gonna put it right down here. Like I said, it doesn't matter which way the block's facing because you're gonna put them on the faces. So you'd want the breaker to go there. And it's not going there. It's not going there either. Why won't it go on? I don't understand why it let's take this while I'm standing here. Not sure why it's not working. Why are you not working? That's why. Cause I'm a big dummy. I'm a big dummy. I'm a big dummy. Derp, 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 derp. I picked the wrong one. I didn't even need to make it. I just had the wrong thing. It's the modular socket you need, not the machine chassis. Jeepers. There you go. Wow, I'm a freaking genius. Alright, so you see it's got a green one there as well. I'm not sure what the green one does, but they all correlate to something. Now I want to put the inventory thing on top. And then I put timer on the bottom. Or not on the bottom, but over here. I might have to put it somewhere else. Not sure what that will do. I can't reach it. Alright, sorry, I'm gonna have to break you. I will break you. Alright, so if I can make these match, basically. Well, let's see if I can get this just to run constantly. This is gonna be emitting a redstone signal. I don't think that's what I want it to do. I don't know what the green is for. I think green is for operations? I'm not sure. Pretty much just kind of trying to learn this here. Come on. It never wants to be on the one I want. Alright, yeah, so that's not working. Ooh, I picked up the whole thing. Didn't want to pick up the whole thing. Just the face. Thank you. See if I get this to face a different direction. That's what she said. I'm not sure if this makes any difference, depending on the side that's on. Nor do I know what the difference is. I know that stops it. What the? Oh, the little guy. He's trying to get out. Now, this is North Breaker. Okay, so if I look up there, it says North Breaker 0. East time 111. East timer 110. 101. 101, 111. So those match. Timers match. No, I don't know is what the 0 is for. I might need the internal timer. Okay, I can just click on the face. That's cool. Okay, that's good. Whatever 111 is. Alright, let's try the internal timer. Instead of changing this one, we're just going to take this one off. Try to figure out where it went. Cute. We're just going to take this one. Jesus, they just fly everywhere. Oh! Oh, okay. Now see, it didn't replace itself. It didn't replant itself. That's gonna be an issue. Oh, you know why? Because it wasn't full. It wasn't full grown. So I need this to be long enough to where it, I need to change this to green. Green, give me the green, thank you. Yep, see, look. So it's got one in there, but it didn't replant itself. That's an issue. Seems like only when a player does it will it replant itself. But we got it to work. That's awesome. Let's try a slightly different setting. They're both at 100 now. No idea what the purple does. What's the purple at? 100, 100. I don't have my hoe. See, that's the other thing. It replants itself automatically, and I don't want to just stand there and have to manually, you know, click it into there. Oh, and yeah, and there's quests in the Aura Cascade book. I had no idea that there was quests in the Aura Cascade book. I don't even know where to find them. Like, where's the list of quests from the Aura Cascade book? I have no idea how long of a timer this is set at, or what. Ooh, that's slower. I wish there was an easier way to tell how slow it was. I don't think this is going to work because it's not replanting itself, so... It's a shame. It's a shame, fodder. I know, I should get you something to look at. I should like hang up some paintings or something for you. I need to move this whole contraption anyways. Here, let's put this back. Now it's got that one, I have this one in the internal inventory right now, so I need to get it out. But what's pretty cool about this breaker is that there's another one. It's called the Advanced Breaker. It breaks any breakable block and collects its drops. Now there's all sorts of things you can get into, like this Husher. This is an auto miner that works a lot like a BuildCraft miner where it digs a big hole, but this one is usually filled with this one uses water or a solution of some sort. Highly pressurized fluid, which I'm guessing you have to make. I think it's something special. But it shoots it into the ground and cools adjacent lava blocks. Interesting. A nether plasma reactor generates power by combining plasma with propellant and hydrogen. The reactor will not shut off when the socket's capacitor is full. Now that is some serious stuff going on there. It has a lot to do with gas craft in here as well. Releases gas, sucks gas, generates gas, turbine gas. Yeah, so there's all sorts of things to play around here. I watched a little bit. Teddy here's got a set of, well, has at least one anyways. I watched one, the beginning, how to like get started basically. I'm curious what this fluidic nether portal is. Does that allow you to like pump fluid through, like from the nether into this world? Because if it is, that'd be pretty cool. And it looks pretty cheap to make. I just don't know how to make this sweet redstone ingot. It's a pretty sweet redstone ingot. Alright. Let's just kind of pack this stuff away and we'll deal with it later. I'm also a little disappointed that 9 of these only makes 1 diamond. Only 1 diamond. That's it. I probably shouldn't put those in there. I'll forget they're in there. What else? Okay, yeah. Let's just go ahead and put all the stuff we need in there. So yeah, we were trying to come up with some toys to make with the good old Enigma. Oh, and Eddie gave me this thing, this terrain eater. It's got 15,000 durability, and you right-click to place a torch, but I don't know what else it does. But he gave me this in as like payment for the arcane ingot. That was pretty nice of him. Okay, so yeah, that's engineering toolbox. Hey, look at that, lots of gold. Whoops, what am I doing? Need to find something to do with this stuff. I just keep sticking it in there. I need to harvest that stuff too. Alright, well maybe we'll go digging. In the future anyways. In the future I need to go mining. Get a little bit more stuff. A little more resources. something I want to do now, just to get started. That's, there it is. Kind of already had intentions of doing this. Bloop. Boop. Thank you. Soul stone. Now, I can start collecting some MRU. So, it's detected 2,328 UV MRU energy. Interesting. Here, put that in there too. So, essential craft. There you are. One of the first things you want to make, you want to get a radiating chamber for sure, and a magician's table for sure. Monster duplicator, that sounds cool. Ray tower. So basically once you not that one, this one, it'll show you what you need. So like in order to make this stuff I should say, pretty straightforward. Ender pearls, elemental gems. Eddie just gave me a whole bunch of those, which I thought was pretty good. You want one of these magical enchantment tables as well. You need just a random enchanted book apparently. What is this? World interacting device. Makes magical ingots. Eye of absorption. So you need magical ingots, which requires a magician's table. Isn't that what you're trying to make? No, you're trying to make a magician's table. What is the magician's table? Magician's table. It's been a minute since I did this. Those are easy to make. Iron frames, easy to make. Emerald plate. Yeah, we got this stuff. Obsidian plates. Magic fortified frame means magical fortified stone, which means you need the radiating chamber. Yeah. Which is this sucker. Eye of absorption. Yeah, okay, so the radiating chamber you can make without needing anything else to make it. Yeah, okay. Let's start hopping in on that then, I guess. Let's make a radiating chamber. What are we gonna need? Heat rod, flame drops. I should have some flame drops. Eye absorptions. Ender pearls, those, yep, okay, got those. Bunch of gold and ender pearls, yep, okay. Gold. Iron, I saw I needed it. Ender pearls, okay. I got lots of those, lots of those. Rock on, let's take some of this. Well, I guess I could have left the gold in there. Take some of this stuff out. Here, have the copper, or that, or that, or that. Ooh, I am low on glowstone dust. Alright. Blue. Radiating chamber. Excellent. What was I down? Oh, it's because I didn't have the stuff up in there, right? Yeah. There we go. Alright, next is not the demonic core, elemental core. I need stone. 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 Pale elemental core. Elemental core. Hello, elemental core. I'm gonna make a few of these. I have a feeling I'm gonna need more. Heat rod. Yes, thank you. Yes, please. Diamond plate. Oh, I need diamonds. Yuck. need like 4, don't I? Yeah, I need 4. Cripes. No? Oh. Alright, there's 4. And then this guy, right? Makes 8 of those. Nice. Alright, let's do this. Bam! Radiating chamber. This block looks really stinking cool. I gotta find a place. Oh, maybe we'll do it like right here. Or maybe we'll do it down that way. Like out there somewhere. Well, no, I want room to make our toys. We'll leave the backside for toys. How about that? We'll start building like in the middle. Do I have any burnt quartz? These blocks look really freaking cool too. Just want to put it down. Do I have any quartz? Quartz? Block of quartz. There you go. Start making some quartz. Quartz. Here, look. Check this thing out. Look at this block. Look, it's all 3D and stuff. This is really creative. Really crazy design block. Alright, so what you need to do is you need to make a bound gem. You need to use this. And I'm thinking it's one of these. I think is how you do it. Like this. And like that. No. How do you make the bound gem? I forgot. Let me see if I can find it in here. Bound gem. Oh no. Oh, okay. Wow, that's even easier than I thought it was. So you make the bound gem, you put that in there. What, do I gotta click on it or something? No, okay. There, oh. I think it's bound now. Oh yeah, I gotta bind it to the block, that's right. Oh, that's right. It's all coming back to me now. Now see, I need to go kill some monsters. So I gotta power this sucker up, because then you take the soul stone. As you kill monsters, it gets more UB, RM, MRU, SMP, ASAP, FBI, NSA. And then you take that and you put it in here, and it'll start adding up MRU. So you get a buffer up to 5,000. So it looks like I need to make myself some kind of mob spawner. Alright, well maybe that's next. Tear down the merry-go-round and hook something up for me to kill some things. Alright, well, thanks for watching, y'all, and press all the pretty little buttons, and don't be afraid to give me a new heart. Help me out. You know, hook up my Patreon site, and you know, maybe support the page a little bit, and help me get a new external hard drive so I stop losing chunks of videos. Alright, well, thanks for watching, y'all. Later, y'all.